Hi, in this tutorial we're going to look at how to use the sweep modifier. I'm going to start by using a spline and drawing a line around one of the perforations. The reason for doing that is to define a fence line around these perforations, and I will later demonstrate how the sweep modifier is used to create railings and columns. Once that is done in the top viewport, we're just going to drag it upwards and then extrude it. I can use the parameters to define the height of my fence and also turn off caps so that I have a single continuous polysurface. I'm going to change this to editable poly mode and select borders as well as, or select edges, which reveals the curves that are already lying on top of this polysurface. Selecting the top and bottom border and then using connect would automatically create lines, which can later be used to make columns. I can change the number of segments, and I also need to scroll down and create shape in order to change my selection into actual lines. And then by pre-selecting one of the edges and using the ring or loop selection, I can increase the number of columns as well as select all around all of these columns to generate a rail. For instance, a top and bottom handrail, which can later be converted using the sweep modifier. A more straightforward way might be just to select borders in Edit Poly again, and then Shift and drag to copy. Making sure to create shape so that I actually have a physical line. And once all that is done, I'm going to be working on the lines for a while, so I want to move the extruded surface away. And just focus on the lines here. As you can see, I didn't manage to copy it, so I'm just going to repeat that. And position the top rail. As well as the bottom rail. And then selecting both of them and applying the sweep modifier. Under the sweep modifier section type, I'm going to use a bar and then adjust the length and the width of it. Using the parameters to adjust it will give much greater accuracy and allow it to meet design standards as well. And we're going to repeat that in the columns. changing the built-in section type, as well as the parameters. So perhaps this section isn't really working very well. We can change it to cylinder, and then adjust the radius. Once that is done and I have a surface, I have multiple surfaces to connect glass panels, I can shift the extruded surface back down and then use that as an indicative glass material. I've already set up a glass material, and all I have to do is drag it into the viewport, select everything, and then put it back into the scene. There's just a few more steps to set up V-Ray before I'm ready for rendering. As you can see here, we have not set up any lights yet. So I need to set up a V-Ray sun. As well as exposure control set to the V-Ray exposure control. And then we're ready. And as you can see, I have a semi-transparent fencing surrounding each of these perforations, and it seems to be working pretty well with the bike track. So this is just a quick demonstration of how to use the sweep modifier.